Computer. Okay, so thanks for joining us on a team huddle, Sunday night huddle. My name is Aleisha Iamaio, and I see a bunch of new names and new faces and stuff, so welcome to the team and thanks for joining us. I have been involved in It Works September, which is only a couple months away. In September, it will be 6 years. So it's been a pretty amazing ride so far, and looking forward to more great things to happen. But I wanted to tell you a little bit of my story. In fact, all of us that are hosting this, Angie, Paulk will be speaking, Malissa, Martin will be speaking. We're going to share a little bit of our stories, because stories are really inspiring. And while you guys are working on your story with It Works, you can share our stories with people. And you might relate to one of us or all of us, or you might come across somebody who is in a similar situation or was in a similar situation that we were in, and what this opportunity has done for us. So like I said, I've been involved for almost 6 years, and I live in right outside Orlando, Florida. I'm a mom of 2 little boys. I have a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old. And when I was first introduced to It Works, I actually was a new mom. My youngest was 18 months old, and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But during the time that my kids were born, the housing market had crashed, and I had been in the mortgage industry. And my husband actually was a drywall contractor. So he was in the construction business. So we were both in housing. And when the housing market crashed, it affected our income severely. We basically didn't have much income at all. So I really, really fought to stay home and raise my babies, because I didn't have them for somebody else to raise them. During this time, we had 2 properties, and they both went into foreclosure. And I had an old friend call me up and offer me a position bartending at this little wine bar right out close to where I live. But anyway, I didn't want to take the job because, like I said, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But how could I turn down, like, this was during a time when nobody was hiring, there was no work, things were really bad, okay? So how could I turn down a job when I'm being offered this job and we needed food? We needed diapers. You know, my house was in foreclosure. Like, I couldn't pay that bill, and we were scraping to get food. And we were, I remember like juggling all my bills and calling to get extensions on this one, and grace periods on this one, and just trying to work with everybody, you know, our water bill, our power bill, everything, the cars, everything. I was just trying to like juggle everything so that we could pay things. But there was often times that things went unpaid. So anyway, I took this job reluctantly because I could make cash tips the night that I worked. And it's crazy how you look back at things and it's like, that was such a tough place to be in. But really, if it wasn't for me being in that place and being at that little wine bar, I would not have been approached about It Works. So a 74-year-old man actually came and sat at my bar, had a glass of wine, and started talking to him. And he actually, I asked him what he did for a living, and he said he sold wraps. And I'm thinking that he has like this business downtown Orlando where he like pushes a little sandwich cart around and sells turkey wraps out of it to people leaving the clubs at night, you know? This is what I'm thinking that he does. So anyway, I'm, you know, like kind of skeptical a little bit. Okay, wraps. All right. So he hands me the Blitz card, and I saw the before and after photo on it. And Marshall, my youngest, was 18 months at the time. I had the boys 2 years apart, so I was like in the baby making, you know, part of my life. And I'm like, okay, so I saw the before and after, and I was skeptical, but I saw that it was also only $25 to try it. And I'm like, if it's only $25 and it will do that, like, I have to try it. Like, I never did anything for myself. So I actually made an appointment with him that day. I was like, okay, so how do I try this? Do I come to you? Do you come to me? Do you have a store? Like, how does it work? So he told me that they could come to my house. He brought a female with him. They came to my house 3 days later, wrapped me. Well, no, first of all, and I'll share this part just for the newbies so you know you don't need to know everything and you don't have to do everything right, okay? You just have to do it. So him and this lady came to my house, and we sat down on my couch, and they were there for like an hour. I swear it was like an hour. And he went through the whole catalog, and he told me about all the stuff in the catalog, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, what about this body wrap thing? Like, I just want to try this body wrap. So he was there for an hour, and they finally, at the time they were measuring. We actually measured. We just take pictures now, but they measured me, put the wrap on me. I wear it for 45 minutes, took it off, measured me again, and I had measurable loss, okay? I saw a difference, we'll put it that way. So I was still kind of skeptical because I'm like, maybe she fudged the tape a little bit, whatever. So they told me to drink water for 3 days, and they would follow up with me in 3 days. So I did. I drank water. They followed up with me in 3 days, and I saw more results. So at this time, I was asking them all sorts of questions. I had a ton of questions about it, and the funny thing is they couldn't answer them for me. So I asked them politely, can I speak with somebody who can answer my questions? And that's when they pulled in their diamond leader. At the time, her name's Betty Landis. She was diamond at the time, and she came over to my house, and her and I sat across the table from each other. And I sat there with my arms crossed, my legs crossed, my eyes crossed, everything. Like, my body language was totally shut down. Like, I am not doing this. I'm not signing up to do this. I just want my questions answered. Well, my husband was actually sitting in the other room, and he was overhearing the conversation, and she ended up leaving. I didn't sign up. She ended up leaving, and he came up to me, and he's like, you need to do this. And I'm like, no, I'm not a salesperson. Like, I could not do this. And he's like, Aleisha, the product sells itself. Like, you tried it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. So we signed up for $99, knowing that I was going to get 4 wraps, and that my sister, my mom, my best friend, my neighbor would all try it for $25. If I told them I tried this wrap, this is what happened, like, they would try it for $25. So I knew right away that my $99 investment I could make right back. So that's what I did. We signed up, and I'll shorten the story a little bit, but I earned wrap rewards in my account, and we signed up my husband. I earned wrap rewards in his account. And if you don't know what a wrap reward is, for every 2 loyal customers that you enroll, you actually get to buy a box of wraps for $25. So normally they're $59. It's a nice discount, and you can go out and sell all 4 wraps and make $100. So I earned the 2 in his, the 2 in mine, plus at the time they were doing $120 in product credit. Now you get a $100 shopping spree, close to the same thing. So within 60 days of signing up with It Works, oh, this is another part of my story that I didn't cover. So I signed up September 27th, 2011. That same day, my house was going to be sold on the courthouse steps in auction. So I called the loan preservation specialist, begged him to do something, and he looked at our account and said, you haven't tried for a modification in a while. Let's try. So he actually stopped the foreclosure. And with all the wrap cash and my little residual monthly check that I got, some of my tips from bartending and stuff, we were actually able to get the loan modification and save our home from foreclosure. So probably the wrap cash that I made in those first couple months was close to, $600-700, something like that. And I think, what is it, like $300 a month can save an average family from bankruptcy. So that's basically where we were at. So I like to say that wrap cash saved my house, because it really did save our house from foreclosure. And some things that we've been able to do since is put a new roof on, put a new AC on, and last summer we actually built a pool in our backyard and paid cash for it. So we went from almost losing our home to being able to do all this stuff to it. So that leads me into why are you doing this business? I know I posted on my team page a couple days ago and asking the new people, why did you sign up? Why are you doing this? And, a bunch of people answered. One answer that was common was people want to make money. And that's great. You know, we all want to make money, but we have to know why we want to make money. Like, what's the reason behind why we need to and why we want to make money. And when I first signed up, and the lady that was talking to me about the business was going over part of the party pad where it talked about your dreams and then your income. And she's talking about, like, this is your income and these are your dreams, and with this you can fulfill your dreams. And I'm like looking at her like she's crazy. I'm like, I don't care about my dreams. I need to save my home. So anyway, one thing in Florida, you have to have pest control in your house. Like, if you don't have pest control, then you have pests. And pest control is like $32. And I didn't have an extra $32 for pest control. And it was just, ugh. So my goal in the very beginning, and I think it's great for you to set a small goal in the beginning when you start, a small achievable goal so that you can achieve that goal, and it gives you that believability that you can go for those bigger goals. So my small goal was to earn a little bit of extra money so I could hire Massey Pest Control for our home. So when you think about why you're doing this, the money, the money's kind of a good start, but you have to dig a little bit deeper. Do you have children that are in daycare, you don't want them in daycare? Do you want to send them to a good school? Do you have credit cards you need to pay? Would you like to go on vacation? I saw one girl talking about her fiance moved her to a new place, and he does so much for them, and she wants to lighten his load a little bit. And like, that's a really, really like good, deep reason to want to do this, for somebody else. So I felt like I needed to talk about whys a little bit. So let's go into, I kind of got off there a little bit, Angie and Melissa, sorry. Like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Yeah, I do. I knew once it started flowing that I'd be okay, So I'm going to touch on some things, some daily habits that we need to form to do this business. And it really is just a lot of the same things over and over again. Like we say, success is actually kind of boring. So this is called network marketing. So we always need to be networking. When you first start, we tell you to pull out a piece of paper and write down your hundreds list. You go through your Facebook friends, you go through your phone contacts, you go through your contacts in your cell phone. Did I just say that? Anyway, you just go through all your contacts and you write everybody down. And you might go through all them, and you might get some people that are interested or aren't interested, or they'll be interested later on down the road. But we need to be constantly adding to that list. So we need to be constantly networking and meeting new people. So a few ways to network, on social media, you can find groups that you have in common with people in your life, things in your life. Like, I'm a baseball mom. I have 2 little boys that play baseball. So I'm in baseball mom groups. So I can go in there and I can network and I can build relationships with those women. Melissa introduced me to a really awesome Curly Girls group. So I can network with women in those groups. I'm into succulent plants, so there's groups for that. Or if you're a Jeep fanatic, you can join groups about Jeeps or pickup trucks, or like whatever. Just find something that you have. And I see Rachel's on here, she's into hooping. She's probably in hooping groups. So just find things that you have in common with people, and you can meet people in those groups. Now, if you're networking belly to belly, face to face with people, there's a website called meetup.com where you can go in and you can find networking groups of people local to you. There is, if you go on Facebook, let me jump on here real quick and see an easy way to explain it. If you go on your Facebook and you click on events, there's actually an area in there that talks about events near you. Like, I'm in Castleberry, Florida, so it'll say events near Castleberry. I can go into those events and I can see what's happening local to me, where I can actually get out and meet people. You can actually also see if you can set up like a vendor table to be able to gather more leads that way through these events that you find on Facebook. Also, Craigslist. We can't advertise on Craigslist, But if you go on there, people will post about events on Craigslist for you to search and reach out to see if you can set up a table there. Also, another way to network and get the word out there, I think, and this is like kind of in the front of my mind because I was chatting with a girl earlier who doesn't know a lot of people in her area, and her friends and family haven't been supportive so far. So really what she needs to do, and it's so doable, is grab her Blitz cards and hit the pavement. Just get out there and start meeting new people. And one kind of, I would say, non-intimidating way to do it is to look for your local tanning salons, chiropractors' offices, dentist offices, places like those, and take your Blitz cards in. And I always like to go in and say, and I always start it kind of like to break the ice a little bit. I'm like, the receptionist is there, and I'm like, I have a really strange question, but do you guys do like a customer appreciation day or a patient appreciation day or a resident, like if it's a nice apartment complex, a resident appreciation day? Just ask them if they have some sort of appreciation day where you can come in with your table and information about the reps and maybe some samples and set up and just meet people that way. So sometimes they do have events, like if it's a chiropractor's office, they might have a health fair, you know, or something like that that you can get involved in. Or if they say no, they don't have anything, well, guess what? You're already talking to that person. And what I'll say if they say no is like, oh, okay, well, I just have a product that I wanted to share, and still give them a Blitz card, because you never know, that receptionist or person at the door might be interested in the product that you have. So that's another way. Blitzing, you know, and then on social media. And I'm not going to take all of them. So I'm gonna go here soon so Angie and Melissa can share their stuff. So, you know, we share what we have on Facebook. We do our posts. And you have to remember that posting is not asking. Posting is advertising. So you always have to, if you have somebody like or comment on your stuff, you actually have to message them and talk to them about it. And Melissa has got some really great ways to reach out to people, and I'm sure she'll cover some of that when it's her turn. So I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. Oh, goodness.
We were talking about asking, and then we said sharing, networking, sharing, asking, and following up.
Following up, yeah. Okay. I do remember what it was. Oh, I remember what it was. Also, finding a need and filling a need. Like when you are scrolling through your Facebook or you're in your groups or whatever, you know, pay attention to what other people are posting or saying. You know, you might find somebody that posts like, does anybody know of anybody looking for part-time work? Or, oh, I'm so stressed out, I can't pay my bills. Or, you know, somebody looking for a daycare, or they can't sleep, or this or that, or this or that. Like, look for needs, and we have things to fill a lot of people's needs. So I usually, if I see that need, I'll reach out and say, hey, I saw blah, blah, blah. I have something that might help you. Would you be open to hear about it? So I ask them first if they'll listen. I won't just, hey, I have this pill called Relief, and it'll really help your joints, and it's made with glucosamine and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to go and like throw all the information at them when I haven't even asked them if they're interested in it. I think it's just more polite to be that way. Okay, and then following up. Oh, professional asking. Yes, Mike Patillo says, learn to become a professional asker. And I know Mike Paulk says all the time that we have to ask people to do business with us. We have to ask them. We can't sit back and expect people to reach out to us, even though it's wonderful when they do, and they do sometimes, but we actually have to be a professional asker. And then following up, we have a saying, the fortune is in the follow-up. So when you talk to somebody, make sure that you write their names down somewhere. Make sure you have a little black book somewhere that you're putting everybody's name down so that you can follow up with them in the future. A lot of times people aren't going to buy what you have, the first time you talk to them or even the second time. A lot of times it's going to be when somebody is at the right point in their life for it. You know, you might ask somebody about wraps, and then 6 months down the road, they're going on a cruise, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, that girl sold wraps. I want some wraps now. So everybody's at a different place in their life, and where they were 6 months ago might not be where they are now, and you have something that will fill that need now. Okay, and then our personal development. Personal development is like my favorite part of this business. This business is personal development with a compensation plan. And before I started at Works, I had no idea what personal development was. I had no clue. But I was willing to be open enough and coachable enough that when my upline gave me things to listen to and read, I did it. And I really feel like it is something that has helped me on my journey. And I definitely encourage, if your upline tells you, read this, listen to it, do it. Some of my favorite things are by John Maxwell. Whether you realize this or not, this business is about leadership. You have to be somebody that other people will follow. And if you're not yet, the wonderful thing is you can grow to be that person. And John Maxwell's really, really good with leadership. Some of the things, when the other girls go next, I'll put some links in the chat, some YouTube audios that you can save. One of them is like the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Another one is the 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. Those ones are so, 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 so good. So I'll put them in here so that you guys can listen to them. Like you can even listen to it in the car, on the way to work, or whatever you need to do. Let's see here. So I think I'm going to hand the floor over to Angie. You want to go next?
Alrighty, I will. And I think everything is calm now for a while. I didn't mean to be all spastic while you guys are on, but I had my mom took Michael and Serena, my grandbaby, to VBS, and they had just come back right when we got on a Zoom, and Steven just came to pick up Serena. Oh. I think we're good now. So, okay. So I'm Angie Paulk. I'm the triple diamond on underneath of Aleisha. Aleisha is my personal enroller. So our story is kind of a little bit different because we aren't really haters. We just, you know, we had just opened a fitness kickboxing gym, and I had just gone back to work as a teacher and the principal of school when Aleisha had joined and was, you know, really talking to us about it. And we told Aleisha no. But there's so many great morals to the story in our story, because this is what Aleisha did. And this is what you guys should do too, especially when you're first starting. You're going to ask your sister and your aunt and your mom and your best friend. You're going to ask them to be distributors. You're going to ask them to do this business with you, and you will get no's. So I told Aleisha no, and she said, well, can you at least support me and become a customer? We have these really awesome greens. And she knew that I was into juicing. So she knew the exact product to recommend for me, which was the green. She's like, can you just at least be a customer? And she said, just check out these greens. And so I did, and that's what we did. We became a customer. So when you are told no, especially about the distributorship, just switch it to, you know, we love loyal customers too. So Mike and I, we told Aleisha no. But because they were being pleasantly persistent in continuing to present the opportunity to us during her journey, just drawing people into your journey with social media. Somebody might not sign with you now, but after a year or two of them watching you, if you're still around for your harvest, they're going to start jumping in, okay? So don't quit after 6 weeks. So she really drew me into her journey. You know, Aleisha's my cousin, if you don't know. She's my first cousin. We're very close. We were raised together. And I knew of her struggles. I knew she was working at the wine bar. I knew Matt was doing side gigs in a band on the weekends. They have 2 small boys at home. You know, it wasn't very conducive to a very good family life. You know, and I knew that. And but then the next thing I know, I'm seeing Aleisha quit her job. And I remember very specifically when she quit her job. And then I remember Matt, basically, he stopped having to do gigs in the band on the weekends. They were basically a full-time family. And I always am telling Aleisha's story, telling our story, because her story is so much a part of our story. And, you know, next thing you know, she's homeschooling her boys. And then they're traveling to do New York, which is why she would stop and see us in North Carolina on the way there and back. They were traveling to Michigan. Mike and I thought we were living the American dream. We owned a business, a brick and mortar business. I had a nice salary job with nice benefits, but we were busy so much, and we would sit there at night. It'd be 10:30 at night sometimes before we could even sit down together, and we were thinking, what are we even doing, you know? We're working our butts off to have what Aleisha has. So we decided to just, you know, we really just need to look at this and do it. And so after 2 years of following Aleisha's journey, we jumped in. So it wasn't just her being pleasantly persistent, and she was. She would message us every once in a while. She knew my passion was teaching, so she'd message me and she'd be like, you know, Angie, with It Works, you're really teaching a lot, right? You know, that's really what you are. You're a teacher. And so she would use what she knew I was passionate about to try to say, hey, you know, you should do this. You're really teaching. And then, of course, we had just opened up the gym, and we're all into supplements. So, of course, you know, hey, oh, you have the gym. You should really offer these supplements in the gym. So whenever she had the kind of an in, she would bring it up again. So, but it was really us watching her journey that really drew us in, and it really made us realize that what she had was what we wanted. So we jumped in. We went diamond in about 5 months. And then at the 12-month mark, we went double diamond. And at that point is where I came home. So I was able to quit my job after a year. You don't have to quit your job to do this business. We reiterate that all the time. I actually grew double diamond as a very busy person. So I could have continued to just keep building this business on the side if I chose to. But because something was going on in my family at the time, I felt like it would be best for me to be at home with my family. And my littlest girl was only 4 at the time. I had a 2-year-old grandbaby girl. You know, I decided that it was best for our family for me to be at home. And because if it works, I had that option. That's what this business is about. This business gives you options. And because I had that option, it was in the middle of the school year, and I was just kind of like, peace out. Right over Christmas. I made sure they had somebody to replace me. I wasn't completely irresponsible. But that's really our journey. My husband and I do the business together. Mike is usually on these Zooms with us, so it's really nice we can do this together, and a lot of couples do. But, you know, your story matters. And I know, like Pam Souter, she's always posting these stories called Caught in the Adventure. So if you're not following Pam Souter, make sure you do, because you can just cut and paste those stories onto your Facebook. Stories resonate with people. Stories sell. And so don't sell your story short. Even if you can pay for a tank of gas that you couldn't last month because of It Works, that's part of your story. So don't underestimate your story, but while you are creating your own story with this business, definitely use other people's stories. Memorize a few of them, you know. Like Rachel, she's on the call. She was in college working 3 jobs. And in about 5 months, she was able to quit every single one of those jobs. So you don't always have to be, you know, a single mom with a bunch of kids or rags to riches. It doesn't always have to be that kind of a story. But there's tons. There's stories of girls who started at 18, 7 days out of high school, joined the business, and by the time they're 20, they're already like the Millionaires Club. Okay, so we have a girl on our team, as a matter of fact, I think she signed the day she turned 18 in June, which was just last month, and she's already almost charted Emerald. So this business knows no age boundaries, no situation boundaries. Your story matters, and stories sell. Even Jesus used stories to make an impression on people, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about that. So let me get into a few things about habits, daily habits, guys. And I've already had to like cross off a bunch of stuff because Aleisha already talked about some of them. If you would let Malissa go first, I just cross it all out. I would just tell and be like, so 2 days without doing anything, or a week or 2 weeks, it has to be part of your daily routine, right? So we say you can build this business part-time, but you have to actually do it part-time. You can't just do it 1 day a week and then not at all. So get into the routine. So like my morning routine, I get up in the morning, I have my coffee with Mike. But we say he's not having coffee with his wife, he's having coffee with his Wi-Fi. So because he's on his phone and I'm on my phone, but we're having our coffee and it's nice. But that is when I start messaging. So everybody who had birthdays, I message them. I do not post on their page. I private message them. A lot of times when you private message somebody happy birthday, they'll realize that they didn't reply to one of your messages. They'll come back and like, oh my gosh, I forgot to reply to your message. But it's just a way of being very intentional. I also go to my Instagram, and if anyone has liked my post from the day before, I'll go through and I'll direct message them. Hey, I noticed you liked my post, so I wanted to reach out. You know, I don't do that whole, hey girl, anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. I just say, I noticed you liked my post, so I wanted to reach out. And typically I'll ask if, you know, do you want more information on my 90-day mermaid challenge, or whatever the case may be, whatever the post was about. So I do a few things. I start making my first post on social media. I just kind of have this little ritual in the morning. And then, of course, when Mike goes to take a shower and go to work, that's when I have my devotional, and I do my professional development. Right now, we're reading Chase the Lion. So there's so many great things out, but Chase the Lion is what I think I have like 2 more chapters to do. But for anyone who is new, if you have not listened to Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business, it's a 1-hour audio. It's on YouTube. Everybody should listen to it, like everybody.
I'll share the link.
I'll share the link. And it just kind of gives you the right mindset for this business. Network marketing is so much about your mindset. You know, you hear no, and, you know, 80% of the population would just quit. But, you know, we're not the quitters. We're the ones that can take a no. But it takes that right mindset. So anyways, that's what that audio will do. It will give you the right mindset. So my morning routine is kind of like an informal power hour. You'll hear on the team pages power hour a lot. So you can get a lot done in a power hour. So even if you know your child goes to sleep for a nap from 1 to 3 every afternoon, use that time to work on your business, or use an hour of it to work on your business and then the other hour to, you know, cook dinner, whatever. But you have to plan these times during your day. You have to be intentional with scheduling your day out to work your business. No different than any other business. You can use checklists if you want, okay? At first I used to do is called the rule of 5. It would just kind of give you different checklists to use. And we have them posted on all the team pages now, I think, in the files. Now we're using like the 10, 10, 10, 10. It's like the 5 by 10 rule, okay? And it just really helps you add new people to your Facebook every day, reach out to new people every day, follow up with new people every day, do 10 minutes of social media every day. So look for those checklists in your team page files, and it will really keep you on track. If you go day after day after day and you have blank checklists, you basically are telling yourself you're not building your business. So you really have to check yourself to make sure you're staying on track with building. I think all I have for that. For networking, and I'm sorry, I have like this cold going on or something. So networking. One of the biggest things for networking is we build a lot through social media. A lot of us do in person as well, but we do build through social media. Whether you want to build through social media or not, you are. So you have got to stay very positive on your social media. Don't be airing your drama and all your woes and your sorrows or whatever on your social media. Unfortunately, you just bought a business, so now your social media is your business. No different than when we owned the gym. We could post all kinds of political crud and stuff on our page because it would hurt our membership at the gym. This is no different. I could not enroll students in the Christian school that I worked at if I was posting crud on my social media. No parents would have sent their kids to the school because they knew I was the principal of the school. So you guys all have a business now. So your social media has to reflect the fact that you're a business owner. So the more positive you can keep it, the better. So, and then you want to add to your social media every day. So that's really what I do as part of my morning routine as well. I'll go through the suggested friends on Facebook. And first I check to make sure that there's not like other distributors that are mutual friends. I try to be really careful with that. And then I add new people to my Facebook every single day. Another great way to do it is on Instagram, especially the people like my stuff a lot. I'll message them. I'll just say, you know, I just had an event on Facebook that covers a lot of the products and the opportunity. I would love to invite you. Are you on Facebook? And I just leave it with a question mark, and I just leave it. They'll come back typically and say yes, and they give me their name. As soon as I friend them on Facebook, I immediately invite them to whatever current party I have going on. But what I do is I tag them I use Smart Lists on Facebook, and I think Aleisha has a really good video on how to do that. Somebody does. I tag them as friended off of Instagram. So then when the next party comes up, I can literally just go to invite friends and then click on invited off of Instagram, click select all. Now everybody that I've ever invited from Instagram onto my Facebook gets an invite to my online party. So it just kind of streamlines. We just need to be very intentional with getting new people in our network and getting them moving from our cold market to our warm market. Now we have people to follow up with because now we have people coming to our online parties. And then just don't forget to interact. I think a lot of times we forget to interact. So make sure, and don't just scroll and like. You need to actually comment on their stuff. You need to really get to know them. You know, that's how you're going to know about this friend has lupus and this friend has a thyroid problem. And, you know, this friend just was 3 weeks without her son. And, you know, today she got to go see him. She went to pick him up today. I mean, you're going to learn all this stuff about the people that you have on your Facebook. We're not supposed to just like add them just to spam them, right? You really start creating these relationships. Some people that I really want on my team, I will click on their Facebook to get notifications. So every time they post anything, I get a notification and I can interact with it, okay? So there are certain ways that you can actually facilitate interacting with those people that you really want on your team or that you really think would be a loyal customer. So make sure you're doing that. Keep interacting. And, you know, we talk about sharing. Really, it all kind of works together because when you're interacting with people, you're kind of sharing. You're sharing yourself. You're sharing with them. But one of the best ways to share is just be a product of the product. If you are using the products, it makes it so much easier to share. Verbally, you know, if you're around people, family reunion, you know, and you got these awesome results with your hair, skin, and nails, they're going to say, oh my gosh, your hair is so long, I love it. I'm like, yeah, I love these vitamins I'm taking, right? So the more you use the products, the easier it's going to be for you to share. But make sure you're posting on social media. You should be posting at least one time a day, okay? Don't overpost. Post one time a day, or, you know, or a couple times, but don't overpost. You still got to share your life. Invite to parties. I do more through social media because I'm home homeschooling now, so I'm just kind of, you know, in my jammies most of the time. But so make sure you're posting, and of course, wear your gear. I wear my gear everywhere I go. Easy when you're out and about, when you're wearing your gear, somebody's going to say, oh, you do that rap thing, you're a rap girl, you know, and it just kind of brings up the conversation. There you go. All right, real quick, being a professional asker. Don't be spammy, and I know Malissa just did a post, and she posted on I Am a 10 about being a professional asker. It was one of her Sunday night huddles, so you can scroll I Am a 10 and find that. And like Aleisha said, look for keywords. As a matter of fact, a girl today that I've been talking to forever, she just posted about being having anxiety really bad. And so I messaged her. Actually, I put it right on the post because I'm that kind of a friend with her. I was just like, girl, you really need to take our confianza. And so then I get a private message from keywords and ask, Cami Dempsey, she always says, make the ask. And so if you always have that in your brain, in the back of your mind, make the ask. It just really helps force you to just ask. Just ask. Posting on Facebook is not asking. You have to message people. You know, and especially since some of you are new, you guys should just message people and just say, hey, I just started this new business. I'm really excited about it. I would love for you to help me. You know, text me for more information. And that was Megan, can't remember last name. Megan did that video. And it was just very simple. Just, what's that?
Carter.
Megan Carter. Just couple sentences. I just started this business. I would love for you to help me. Text me for details and let them text you back. Message A to Z. Go through your friends list and just message from A to Z. Do A's one day, B's the next day. Make it a goal for the month to just go through your entire friends list in 1 month. I did that in August, last August, and I'm still kind of following up with tons of people from when I did that in August. So do that every once in a while. Just go through because you're adding new people all the time. Let's see. All right, last thing, follow-ups. I already covered personal development. You guys follow up. We always hear 2-2-2 rule, right? Follow up 2 days after, and then 2 weeks, and then 2 months. And we can still do that. You know, if you give somebody your website, you can follow up with them a couple days later. Hey, you know, did you have a chance to get on my website? But a large portion of following up is really just interacting and continuing those relationships. Don't ignore them. And then 2 weeks later, hey girl, have you looked at my website? And then 2 weeks later, hey girl, or hey, did you realize there's a BOGO? Or don't only message them when you're messaging about the BOGOs or about the, you know, the sale on the distributor kit. A huge part of following up is just building those relationships, commenting on their stuff, get to know them better. And I'm telling you, I just signed a girl in June who I've been talking to for a while. And she messaged me and she basically said, you know, a lot of girls have been asking me to do this wrap business with them, but I didn't want to. I wanted to do it with you because I feel like I have a relationship with you. She said, there's just something about you. I just feel comfortable with you. And that's because I did not ignore her and only message her when it was the business related. You know, every time she posts on Facebook, I have it set to get notifications. So every time post something, I get a notification, I can go right to her post and comment on it and laugh at it or whatever. So one of the biggest things of following up, guys, is just talk to them all the time, regardless of whether they do business with you or not. I had a girl that was going to sign with me a long time ago, and she ended up joining Avon. But I didn't stop being her friend. Every time she posted about Avon, I was like, boss babe, you go girl, you know, and just kind of was trying to be supportive. Well, about 6 months later, she's like, you know, I just really think that I want to do It Works with you. And so she ended up signing with me with It Works. So just because I kept that relationship going. So the only other thing I'm going to say about that is be super organized from day one. And I know Aleisha already touched on that, but any person that replies to you and shows any interest, you know, you can do it electronically. I have spreadsheets, and I like to print them because I'm a pen and paper kind of person. So whatever system works for you, find a system. Some people are real fancy and they go get CRM. Some people just have it on their desktop that they can add all the time. However you do it, there's no perfect one way to do it, but just do it. If you're not organized with your potentials, you're going to have so many that are just going to fall through the cracks. So that's all I have. And I'm glad I got to go before Melissa. Anyways, oh, I hope my computer's not freezing up. You guys are all froze up.
We're good.
Okay, I'm done, Aleisha.
Okay.
You're good. You want me to go ahead, Aleisha?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. A big part of this business is plugging in and staying close to the fire. My name is Melissa Martin. I'm a triple diamond with It Works Global. I just came on my 4-year anniversary with the company. I started this business. I saw a before and after picture. And guess what? I didn't even know the person who posted the before and after picture. Was she a random friend ad? No. It was actually one of her friends liked the picture or shared it maybe, and it showed up in my newsfeed. So that was the first lesson for me, is how do I get that to happen for me? It's by posting my adventure and my business adventure, public posts on Facebook. That makes your friends of friends actually see those posts sometimes. You open up yourself to a new market. So anyways, I saw this before and after picture. I had recently had a C-section. It was about a year postpartum, year and a half postpartum. And I saw this picture and I was like, dang, I'm in the gym like 5 days a week. And I just could not kick my stomach. So I said, for $25, let's give it a try. Messaged my friend who had liked or shared it and said, who is that person? Get me in touch with them. So the girl followed up with me probably like 3 or 4 times, finally set an appointment with her for her to come wrap me at my house. And I canceled on her 3 times. And she continued to follow up. So finally she came over, wrapped me, and she told me about several other products. The greens really, really stuck out to me. And I was like, gosh, yeah, I mean, I have some IBS issues going on. Those sound fabulous. I mean, I'm willing to try anything. I was to the point where, and I'm going to get real with you guys, but like I had close to accidents, like running to try to pull over to go to the bathroom in gas stations and embarrassing moments. That's how bad it was. So I was willing to try anything at that point. It's no fun being an adult and practically shitting your pants. I will tell you that much. She told me the loyal customer price, and then she told me that distributors got the same price as a loyal customer but had a license to earn money. And I was like, oh, well, then why wouldn't you at least try to make money? So anyways, she left that night. She never asked for the sale, I'll be honest. And she did follow up later. She never asked for the sale that night. I thought I was just supposed to wait the 3 days and then talk to her. So she did follow up, and I said, yeah, I think I am going to be a distributor. And I ignored about another 3-4 messages from her. And finally she said, Melissa, you've been buying wraps for $25. With just two people becoming customers under you, you can get 4 wraps for $25. I could probably even help you out in getting 2 customers to help you get that pack of wraps for $25. Now, for those of you who've been in this business for a while, when you put 2 loyal customers under a new distributor, it's called a fast start bonus. You get a $100 bonus as their sponsor. So she was like, I want to get my $100 bonus, but I'm helping you out too because you're getting a box of wraps for $25 for me doing that. And I said, sign me up, girl. I want 4 wraps at $25. Text her my name, credit card, social, everything. And we went from there. And I knew she was like, you got to do your launch party. I'm like, okay, let's do my launch party. When are you available? She goes, Fridays. And I said, okay, I'm available on Tuesday, or it's Tuesday. Let's do it this Friday. So 3 days later, I had my launch party, called everyone. And I was like, girl, I feel so sexy. You got to come try this thing. Like, I probably messaged 50 to 100 people, called, text, Facebook message. My sister showed up, and my friend Erica, who said I was being scammed, showed up. I begged my sister to bring friends. She brought 2 friends. But guess what? I sold 3 wraps that day. I gave my sister a free one because she cleaned my house before, because I was working about 60 hours a week. So I got home from work, and 30 minutes later, all these 4 people showed up to my house to wrap. My friend Erica told me I was being scammed, and that night signed up as a distributor to sell it with me. She was my second person to go diamond on my team. So that's another lesson for y'all. Just because someone thinks that is telling you it's a scam, you can't put your head between your legs and just start crying and quit. You have to stand up strong in knowing that this is legit. We have been around for 15 years. Last year alone, we were almost $1 billion brand. We've been recognized by Forbes, Inc. 500, Wall Street Journal, multiple other local agencies in Florida for our gives back methods, our business practices, our leadership. Our CEO just got a huge leadership award. So you're in the right place at the right time. Okay, guys. So our products are made by naturalist doctors. They're called NDs. So they go out and get an MD, like any other doctor, and then they have to take additional training to get an ND. So it's actually better than a regular doctor because they do more education. So I tell people that. I stand up and I give them that pedigree and I don't bow down. And because of that, they either just talk shit behind my back, or, which I don't really care about because they don't pay my bills, right? And they're not the ones that are ready for the life-changing moment. Or they eventually join me, okay? So I can't tell you how many people have either become a loyal customer or distributor that I never in a million years thought they would, and that said nasty things to me, or I felt like they were saying nasty things at times. So you have to stand strong. You have to be confident, and you faith it. Just faith it until you make it. You don't get this type of success with products in a business that don't work. So I joined the company in June of 2010. In 3 months, I went diamond, earned myself a $10,000 get out of debt bonus. In 6 months, we paid off about $20,000 worth of credit card debt. 9 months, I replaced my full-time income with my job. As all in the midst of doing this, guys, I was working about 50 to 60 hours a week at a job. So I was driving around town. I sold booze for a living. So I retoxed people to detox them. So I would take my fat fighters everywhere with me at bars. And as I would sell them booze and eat lunch, I would be like, oh my God, you have to see this. And I do a fat fighter demo up at the bar. I worked this any way I could into my everyday life. The biggest thing I did is I never waited to get going. And I kept consistent. Every day after work, I would usually have someone at my house. If they liked, if they commented, even if they didn't, and I just messaged them my results, like, oh my God, look what this thing did for me. You have to come hear about it. What is that, Melissa? And I'd say, come to my house, bring $25 if you want to try it. I'll make you dinner. So I would get home from work. Someone would show up 30 minutes later. I'd wrap them, make dinner, talk, unwrap them, and sign them up as either a loyal or a distributor. And all while my kid was sitting in a high chair eating her dinner. And sometimes I was even giving her a bath while I was talking to these people. So guys, I get it. You have a job, most likely. You're busy, but you have to, like Aleisha said, remember your why. I started, and me and my husband were working opposite schedules. I worked days, he worked nights, and I was just tired of it. I was tired. We literally had $20,000 on 3 different credit cards. It was embarrassing. We almost got stuck in New York one time because we maxed out our credit card and couldn't get a cab back to the airport. So you have to remember your why. Yeah, you want to make money, but why? What is that money going to do? Is it going to give you a vacation? Is it going to let you stay at home with your kids? Is it going to let you pay off your car loan? Is it going to let you pay your mom's medical bills who just had cancer? Is it going to let you pay off that credit card? I mean, it goes on and on. Just some things that this company has done for us. I mean, like I said, paid off credit card bills in our first 6 months, $20,000 worth. We bought a second vehicle in cash for our family. We bought a boat in cash. We were able to, I was able to stay at home with my kids for 3 years. I am deathly afraid of, what is it even called? Daycares. So you have to, what are these things that why? Not just the money. Why? Why are you doing that? And when things get hard, when someone says, and these are things people have said to me, Joey, I'm going to unfollow or unfriend your wife on Facebook because I'm so sick of seeing her crap. Or, Melissa, you're such a scammer. I don't believe it one bit. Or, you know, when people say these nasty things to you, which is going to happen once in a blue moon, you look back at your why and you stand strong and go, you know what? You don't pay my bills, or eventually you'll come around, and here's the facts. Okay, so things are going to get hard. If it's not, then you're probably not doing it right. Okay, so don't be afraid of that. I totally 100% failed my way to success. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to fall on your face, but it takes a lot of courage to stand back up again. I literally, guys, I remember Aleisha messaging me once for something I posted poorly. I was very non-compliant. And, you know, we've all done stupid stuff like that. I said something about the wraps detoxing or something like that. And that's, you can't say that. So don't say that. I remember sending novels to people. Literally, they'd be like, Melissa, what is that wrap? And I'd be like, oh my God, this wrap, it's a botanical formula, and what it really does scientifically is blah, 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 blah. But they also have these fat fighters, and it's my favorite product, and you like to drink cocktails, and I think you're really going to like that product. But check out this video on the opportunity, because you can make money too while you're, and they were like, I just asked about the wrap. Like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. So I failed my way to success. It's okay. The important thing is you guys have a great leadership team here. You know, my sponsor, I don't know that she even works the business anymore. So that's my next tip for you is grab the bull by the horns. You guys joined this for a reason, and it's nobody's responsibility but your own to be successful at it. I knew that people were being successful at this business. I just needed to know how. So I got close to them. I showed up to events. I showed up to trainings like this, and I asked questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I want to run with you to your uplines, because that's what we want to hear. Now, we're going to tell you, okay, you want to run with us, but I can tell that you haven't watched this training yet. I can tell you haven't gone through your training academy. I can tell you haven't used products yourself. You gotta really want it, okay? We're gonna be honest. We're gonna be legit with you, but you are gonna fail your way to success. But stay strong, understand your why, and you'll do just fine. I know we've got the family call starting like right now, so I'll be as quick as I can as far as my tips go. That being said, I do tips of the day a lot in Aleisha's team page. I am a 10, and we all have YouTube channels. I have over 100 videos on things like how to find events and how to work and execute them best. What is a lead box? How can I get more leads when I don't have a big warm market? How to blitz. There's videos of me actually blitzing someone live and getting contact information. So again, when you're telling me, Melissa, I want to run with you, but you've never been on a training or you've never watched a YouTube video, it's hard for us to individually give you those details when it's all out there already. So what I usually do is a test to you guys that are on my team. I say, great, where do you feel like you're struggling? Where do you feel like you could use help? I have this video that's going to help you. Will you watch it? Yes. I send it to you, and guess what happens? You don't watch it. You don't want to run with me. So be honest with yourself. If you want it, go after it. You don't have time, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it. Guys, I still work. I stayed at home with my kids for 3 years. I'm back at work. Residual income is awesome. I will tell you that much. But maximize your time. Turn the TV off. Stop watching TV. It doesn't pay your bills. Cancel your cable if you have to. Most of you drive in a car for at least an hour a day, I would say on average. What does that mean? You can plug in any training video, any personal development on your phone, plug it into your speaker in your car, or just listen to it on your phone. Plug in that way. Maximize your time. Okay? You shower, I hope. Listen to personal development and trainings in the shower. Maybe you're a nasty broad like I am and only shower like 3 days a week. I don't know. But that's still 3 hours a day between getting ready or 3 hours a week between getting ready and whatnot that you can plug in. Okay. So no excuses. Just use your brain. Be a problem solver. There is no problem that you cannot solve between nobody's buying from me, or I don't have a big enough network, or I'm not getting responses. There's a answer to that, or multiple answers. So again, take the word can't, don't, won't out of your vocabulary and creatively come up with solutions to make it happen. So let's talk about networking daily. Aleisha gave her tips. Angie gave her tips. I almost called her Angela because it said that on the screen. Never called her Angela. That would have been weird. Angie gave her tips. So networking daily. Blitzing, you heard Aleisha is a presidential diamond all because a 79-year-old man gave her a coupon. Anybody who gets your money gets a coupon, okay? That's your Blitz card. Again, I have videos on how to Blitz and how to get their number while blitzing on my YouTube channel. Just search Malissa Martin Blitzing. There's anyone who gets your credit card, debit card, cash from you. This is a coupon for my business. I do a monthly raffle for free products. If you'd like to go ahead and write your name and text number on that raffle slip there, I'll enter you in. And as simple as that. Networking at events, finding events, the Meetup app, like Aleisha said, adding new friends. Me and Aleisha love the Curly Girl group. We love it. There's 90,000 people in that group, and that's a great way to network because we have something in common with them. We can ask for tips and whatnot. Now, when you go into a networking situation, my tip to you is to make a friend before trying to make a sale. So like Angie was saying, it's not, hey, I noticed that you posted that your hair is thinning in this curly hair group, and I have this amazing supplement that will help your hair grow, and look at what it did for me, and it's really this much, and but if you could do it for 90 days, it's this much. No, like, hey girl, I actually struggled with thinning hair too. I'm really sorry you're going through this. I'd love to show you what helped me if that's something that you're okay with. Chances are they're going to say yes and then not buy immediately. So then I'm going to friend them and I'm going to comment on their, hey, your hair is looking amazing. What are you using in it? Be a friend before making a sale, okay? So networking, adding friends, just taking your kids out to the park or going out to, I love to party. I love to go out to the bar with my husband and go dancing and look up and talk to the person next to you. Ask them, what do you do for a living? Because they're going to ask you, well, what do you do for a living? And I don't care if you work 16 jobs. You're in It Works. You're going to tell them, I work for a natural health and wellness business. Hey, let me give you a coupon. I always carry coupons with me. And you give them your Blitz card. And you ask them, have you heard of it? Or you give them your business card, whatever you want to do. Being a professional asker, like Angie mentioned, I do have a video on my YouTube that's designed on different things you can ask on being a professional asker. Hey, can you join us do you want to win some free products on Wednesday night? We have an online information session. Any chance you'd want to win some free products? Hey, I'm looking for some people that want a free wrap in hosting a sample party with 4 to 6 friends. I can actually wrap you for free. Do you know anyone that might be interested? Hey, I'm looking for some people to give our hair, skin, and nails vitamin a try. This is what it did for me. Any chance that you might know anyone that might want to try it? You know, all kinds of questions you can ask people to be a professional asker. So networking, be a professional asker. Sharing. I love sharing on social media, sharing your adventure, not an advertisement, but sharing your adventure. Sharing the adventure of what a product did for somebody with excitement. Like, holy cow, I am so amazed at what this is doing for people. Check this out, and throw the picture in the comments or something. But every day, I mean, I'm always, like Angie was saying, I share either something about a product, and you won't ever see me post like just a picture of a product without, maybe educating them. It's not about the fancy packaging. It's about what it does. So I'll either share about a product or I'll share about my adventure or someone else's adventure with It Works. So if you feel like you don't have a story yet, talk about where you're going, or talk about where Aleisha's gone or Melissa's gone or Angie's gone or whoever. And you're going to say, like, this is such an amazing company. Talk about take a picture with you and your kids and talk about how, you know, holy cow, I'm so blessed that I can sit here while the kids are just chilling and I can make some extra money from home. Talk about things that relate to people. Do the things that got you in this business, okay? All great things. Just copy the right cats. Find a few leaders whose paycheck you want. Put them as C first and use their posts as inspirations. But also share in public too. Like I said, I like to party. I sell wine for my day job. So I'll be going out and about and someone will complain about weight. And I'm like, you guys know I have a health business. Like, I can help you with that. And they're like, what, you do? And I'm like, yeah. Let's chat. I'm always like, I'm in a hurry. Like, let's chat. Let me get your number and I'll send you some info. I'll text you some info. Or someone complains about their knees or their thinning hair or their energy levels. Hey, I can help you with that. Like, that's what I do on the weekends and at night. Really, Melissa? Yeah. What's your text number? I'll text you some stuff. You can check it out. You know, just be cool and share. And then following up, like Angie said, now she's like super Excel spreadsheet girl, and I love to be that girl. But again, guys, I am working a job. I've got 2 kids. Today I have 4 kids, so I'm going a little bit crazy. But so I put everything on my phone. When someone likes a post of mine, I put their name in a note on my phone. And I'm going to show you guys this. I've only been doing that for the past probably maybe 2 years, maybe less. I think I've only had this phone for a year. But I'm going to show you. These are all people that have yet to sign up but still are interested. It's still really bright. I'm trying to turn the brightness down. All right, here you go. So it's the beginning, and I think it is a year because I've only had this phone about a year. I have another list. It's going. Guys, it takes at least 8 follow-ups for people to buy. 75% of people stop following up after the first try. So you're going to be the 75%, or you're going to be that 1% that follows up 8 or more times. So I'm telling you, and the cool thing, because I network daily online and in person, 99% of these people I never knew coming into this business. It's not my mom. It's not my aunt. It's people who, some of them live in other countries. So that's the beauty about this business and being able to network. And then personal development. Again, my favorite books right now, I just finished Chase the Lion. Awesome book. I feel like GoPro was a book that got me to Triple Diamond. It's a professional network marketing book by Eric Worre. It's a 7 steps to recruiting. I love anything Jim Rohn. Intentional Living was a great one. What was the other? Oh my God, Casey, one of my uplines, she gave us a book at a Diamonds retreat, and I'm trying to think of the name of it. The Magic of Thinking Big. Woo-wee, that was good. Right now I'm currently reading something by Simon Sinek. He does a lot of, he talks, you guys probably seen a lot of his YouTubes, but it's called Leaders Eat Last. You know, if we don't grow, our paycheck stops growing. So I know I'm not perfect. I know that I need to keep growing. And so I find I'm humble in knowing that I have areas to improve on. And you got to continue doing that. Yeah, anything John Maxwell is good. I subscribe to Audible. Your first Audible is free, but it's $14.95 a month. It gives you a book for free. If you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will. But that's how I listen to them in my car rides, because again, I get up, I go to the gym, I then work all day, come home, take care of my kids, and then do what I can do I do the 10s list like Angie was saying. So this is in I Am a 10 team page. I'll pull it up and show it to you now. I pulled it up. And this I can get done in about an hour or less every single day. So I write the date, what did I do for personal development and then I write FB for Facebook post and Insta for my Instagram post. Add 10 new people on Facebook. I also do it on Instagram, but I usually do like 20 to 50, sometimes 100 when I'm getting sassy. So add 10 new people. I write their names down to go back and like and comment on their stuff. Develop your relationship with 10 people. So I go to their posts and I like or comment, and then I message them, find a reason to message them, whether it be their birthday or a restaurant they just went to, and I'm asking, hey, how was it? Or maybe they wrote something about someone passing away in their life, and I say, hey, I'm letting you know I'm sending you prayers. Things like that. You know, you got to be a friend to people, guys. You got to be. And a lot of the times when I'm doing this, because I go to their Facebook profiles first, there's like a post up that says, just lost my job. Anyone hiring? And I'm like, hello. So a lot of God opens these doors for you, and he drops hints. You just have to pick up on them. Okay. Reach out to 10 people about the products or the opportunity. I like to, on this one, go back to those people I've been forming that relationship with. So I keep these. I print them and I keep them. And I go, hey, Mary, I'm actually looking for, several people to kind of test out a few different products of ours. Would it be cool if I sent you like a category list, see if you or anyone you know might be interested? Or, hey, Sally, like I have just got to ask you, it's been on my mind, and I feel called to ask you, like, have you ever thought about making extra money with us? I really think it's something you'd be awesome at, so I like to go back to these people I've been building the relationship with. I also like to look at people who have liked posts of me and my family. The other day, I posted a picture of us on the boat, and I quoted a song and said, I know people say money can't buy everything, maybe so, but it can buy you a boat. And that's a song for those of you who aren't country music fans. And people were loving the heck out of it. And I go back and I message those people and say, all right, I just have to ask you, have you thought about it? That sort of a thing. So you have to be a professional asker. And then, of course, I go back to that list I just showed you guys, and I follow up with those people that said, yes, I'm interested. Hey, I want info, that sort of a thing. And if they have not responded to like hey, did you have any other questions on anything? I might say, hey, girl, I hope you're doing well. I saw you guys went to A Mountain for the fireworks display. How was it? I haven't been there in years. It doesn't have to be about business. It can just be conversational. I think I covered everything I needed to cover. Be consistent. Stay close to the fire, guys. And be a problem solver. I can get pretty fired up. Oh, yeah, text number. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, I say text number. I think I learned that from Rachel Nutter. She came to one of our One Team One missions in Maryland, and she said something about a text number. Or maybe it might have been at that One Team One mission. Maybe you didn't say it, but I know you were at that One Team One mission. So any questions before we hop off? Your next goal as a newbie, get those 4 loyals. My goal is steps to success every month. I keep those in my notes as well. I have my steps to success and who I've enrolled since I've had this phone. I put check marks by the distributors who have gotten their loyals. And again, that's because I'm on the go all the time. So I have to do everything digitally for the most part. Yeah. Steps to success, my goal every month, 4 loyals and 3 distributors. And then I teach that to my team. You can do that. You can go diamond in probably 2 months.
I don't have a question, but I do want to say thank you for everybody. You guys help out so much, so I appreciate it.
Thanks, Kayla. Oh, which, by the way, I met her on Facebook. We didn't really meet in real life for like a year and a half. So.
Well, I'm going to add one last thing before we go, and maybe the family call is still going on. Since we're missing most of it, though, you can catch the replay. They do post the replay usually the next day, but later in the day. We do have a virtual party set up for Wednesday night. And if you're brand new, this is a really good way to help gather those 4 loyal customers. If you have been in for a little bit and you have distributors that are in, make sure they know about it, and have them invite all their people too. So it's a really good way to help gather those loyal customers. So we're going to do one this week, and we're going to do one the following week, probably a different day of the week, and then the last week of the month we're going to do one. That way we make sure that we've done everything that we can besides being there in person to do your launch party for you. We're trying to do everything we can to make sure that there is an opportunity for you guys to be able to get your people in front of us and the information. So thank you for joining us. Wednesday night, it's at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you have to join late, that's fine. And it's going to be about an hour long. Basically, we post numbered posts, and your guests can follow along. There's some interaction posts on there. The contests and giveaways on there are for your guests. They're not for customers. They're not for current customers, and they're not for distributors. They're for our guests. So I just wanted to give you a reminder of that. Thanks for joining us tonight, and I think that's it. So you guys have a good week, and we'll see you on Facebook. Bye-bye.